Today I'm joined by Tara, one of our clients in County Dublin. Tara has a live-in care for her parents. Hello, Tara.
Hello, Tom. Good morning.
Tara, what were the circumstances that led you to contact AL Home Care?
Both my parents, Tom, were heading into their mid-80s, and my dad in particular needed more care than my mum. He's on a lot of medication and he suffers with dementia. And myself and the rest of my family weren't comfortable that my mum was trying to look after dad, and it became too much really for her. So we were just looking at a few different options that may work for where we could get a carer for both of them really, but it's mainly for my dad.
And how did you hear about AL Home Care?
We heard about AL Home Care from a very nice nurse who lives locally in our area. She had met with my mum and dad during the first lockdown in COVID, and she highly recommended AL Home Care to us, as she had known a couple of other families locally who got carers from AL Home Care, and it had worked out incredibly well. So she felt, looking at our situation with my mum and dad, that it could be the solution for us and the answer to all our problems, and getting both mum and dad cared for under the same roof, which was really what we were looking to do.
What has it been like, so Tara, having a live-in care for your parents?
I guess when we were looking for the carer, we were very clear on what our requirements were as a family for my mum and dad, because, as I said, it's my dad who really needs the care, whereas my mum, it was really more just maybe a companion, someone in the house, somebody to help her with grocery shopping, just to have somebody in the house at night in case my mum or dad needed anybody. So it was my dad's care was more important. But it was amazing because the carer really ticks all the boxes. She's fantastic at caring for my dad. She's very kind to my mum as well, does the shopping, prepares lovely meals, and she's just a really nice, reliable person and a very caring person. She's very suited to the job.
What advice would you give to a family who might be struggling right now with the care needs of an elderly relative?
I would, without doubt, recommend they at least consider contacting AL Home Care if they feel that they would like to keep their relative at home rather than the nursing home option, which doesn't work for it works for some, we know, and it doesn't work for others. But if somebody would really like to keep their relative or relatives at home, I would highly recommend them to contact AL Home Care. And I would, I guess, just say, give as much information as possible on what their needs are, and just be very clear in what they would be requiring from the carer. And from our experience, we really felt that AL Home Care really took on board what we needed and went to a lot of trouble to find a carer who they felt would fulfill all of that for us. And she really, really does. She's perfect. She's a very, very good person. And we would highly recommend her and the company to anybody who's considering live-in care for their parents.
It's fairly common for an elderly person to resist the idea of a live-in care. Did you find that with your relatives?
Yes, we did. We did initially. It's understandable, as you know, if you've somebody, a stranger, moving into your house 7 days a week, who you have never met before, and coming into your life, out of the blue, there can be resistance. Certainly there was with my mum, and she felt she could do everything that we needed the carer for, which she couldn't. But I have to say it went very, very smooth. We collected the carer after I spoke with her a number of times before we agreed that she was going to work with our family. And I could already tell by her that she was a very nice, caring person, and obviously had hoped that she would get on well with my mum and dad. So when she did come to our house, it really, in a matter of hours, we sort of had a good feeling that she was going to settle in and work very well with our family, which she did. That was, I have to say, that was a huge relief, because we were a little bit hesitant for that reason. But again, I'd have to say, down to AL Home Care, they picked a perfect girl for our requirements. So I would have no hesitation in saying to a family, definitely try AL Home Care.
Tara, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us today. And I'm sure families will really appreciate you taking the time to do that. And I hope the placement will continue to be successful.
Great. No problem, Tom. Thank you too for giving us such a great care and running such a great business there. And we wish you guys continued success and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Tara. Take care now.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.